Hello, this is Dave Marshall, and what I'd like to do today is show you how to read a ruler using the English or Standard system. What we're looking at right here is a standard 12-inch Westcott ruler. Notice that it's broken into 12 even sections, and the whole numbers are labeled 1 through 12. This ruler measures in the Standard or English system. The smallest increment of measurement that we'll be able to measure accurately on this ruler is 1/16 of an inch. Taking a closer look at the ruler, we notice that the 0 mark isn't really labeled and it doesn't start at the end. This is a common mistake most people make when they start reading a ruler. They don't start at the 0 mark, they start at the end of the ruler, which is a mistake. Let's just focus right now between the 0 mark and the 1-inch mark. We notice that that part of the ruler is broken into 16 even segments. The first line over from the 0 mark is the 1/16 of an inch mark. The second line over is going to be 2/16 of an inch, but that's not in simplest form, so we're going to have to reduce. So what I've done here is I've written the fraction 2/16, divided it by 2. 2 goes into 2 once, and 2 goes to 16 8 times. So it gives me 1/8 of an inch. A really good way to check to see if you're in simplest form is to look at the numerator. The numerator is the number on top. That number should always be odd. If the number's even, you're not in simplest form. Let's try another one. Let's count over from the 0 and 16ths. I see 1, 2, 3, 4/16 of an inch. Noticing my numerator is even, I'm going to have to simplify. So I'm going to divide it by 2. 2 goes into 4 2 times, and 2 goes into 16 8 times. I still have a numerator that's an even number, which means I'm going to have to simplify it even further. So I'm going to divide it by 2 again. 2 goes into 2 once, and 2 goes into 8 4, giving me 1/4 of an inch. Could I have divided this differently instead of dividing it by 2? Let's try dividing it by 4 and see if that simplifies the process. So if I divide it by 4, 4 goes into 4 one time. And if I divide 4 into 16, it goes in 4 times, giving me 1/4 of an inch. I've just eliminated one step. Let's now try one on our own. Look up and tell me what the red arrow is pointing to. Stop the video and then start it again to find out what the answer is. Did you get 9/16? Good job. I just started at the 0 and I counted over and I got 9. And since I know there's 16 even segments, I know that it's 9/16. The numerator is odd, which means I don't need to simplify. It's in simplest form, 9/16. What would we do if the red arrow was between the 1 and the 2? It's different than what we've been doing so far. It's past a whole number. So the first thing we want to do is we want to write down the 1, and then we're just going to count over to the arrow. It's pretty simple. So I'm going to write down 1, and I'm going to count over 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to have 1 and 3/16. Okay, let's try one more. Let's look where the red arrow is now. It's between the 1 and the 2, so I'm going to write down 1, and then I'm going to count over how many 16ths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I get 1 and 14/16. The numerator is even, so I'm going to do some simplification. Looking here, my numerator is even. It's 14, so I'm going to have to do some division. So I'm going to start off dividing it by 2. 2 goes into 14 7 times, and 2 goes into 16 8 times. So my fraction 14/16 becomes 7/8. I don't do anything with the whole number 1. So it's going to be 1 and 7/8. Again, I divided the 14 by 2 to get the 7, and I divided the 16 by 2 to get the 8. 1 and 7/8. It's now in simplest form. At this point, I think we should do some practice problems on our own. Get out a ruler, walk around the room, try to find some things to measure either at your seat or at your desk, and practice. That's the only way you're really going to learn how to read a